1933 and 1934. So common law and statutory liability. The types of third parties, and this is important, is the primary beneficiary. There's the primary beneficiary. So what that's saying is the auditor knows that when they issue this audit report, when they entered into this contract, they know who the primary beneficiary is. So obviously, if the audit, if the client hired the auditor to issue an opinion on the financial statements, well, the auditor knows the company is the primary beneficiary. So it's known by name to the auditor. The auditor knows that. The foreseen party is parties who could reasonably be expected to rely on the work of auditors. So you could imagine, if it's a publicly held company, right, and if it's a publicly held company, or if, let's say, if it's a company where the company engaged the auditor because they're trying to get a bank loan, right? And this particular bank, the bank, let's say Bank of America, said to the client, you have to have audited financial statements. You have to have your statements audited by an independent CPA firm, right? So if the client makes that known to the auditor, then that is a foreseen, right? So they know that those parties are going to rely on the financial statements, right? Or if, or another example would be if you know that the company needs these financial statements because they're applying for loans. Again, that's foreseen. You might not know the exact bank, but you'll know that the purpose of those financial statements. And then foreseeable parties are parties whose decisions normally rely on audited financial statements and the opinions on those financial statements. So that would be shareholders, investors, right? You don't know. I have stock. Some of you may have stock. I don't know. But the auditor doesn't know that I have stock in Pepsi or I have stock in some other company. They don't know. So I can't say, you should have known I had stock, right? But because Pepsi is a publicly held company or Google is a publicly held company, the auditor knows that there are some foreseeable parties who are going to rely on those financial